This is Mental Forge, where weakness burns and warriors are built. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you started living every day as if you were already a millionaire, not just in your bank account, but in your mind, your choices, your habits, and your vision? Imagine the power of waking up tomorrow with the confidence, the focus, and the unshakable belief of someone who has already achieved extraordinary wealth and success. What if the only thing standing between you and that reality is the way you choose to think and act right now? Here's the truth most people never hear. Millionaire status does not begin in your wallet. It begins in your mind. The world's wealthiest, most impactful individuals did not wait for their first million to act like a millionaire. They acted, thought, and believed as if it was already done. This is not just a motivational cliche. It's a principle encoded in the lives of legends and in the pages of timeless wisdom, from Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich to Wallace D. Waddell's The Science of Getting Rich, from James Allen's As a Man Thinketh to Tony Robbins' Awaken the Giant Within. Inside this journey, you are going to unlock the exact mindset that forged the fortunes of Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, and Andrew Carnegie. You will discover psychological techniques that rewire your subconscious, practical steps you can take today, and the precise belief systems that separate those who merely wish for wealth from those who create it. You will see how living as if you are already a millionaire shifts your identity, your decisions, and your destiny. I want you to listen closely, because what you are about to hear has the power to transform your life, not in some distant future, but starting today. This is not just about money. It's about confidence, purpose, discipline, and becoming the kind of person who attracts abundance in every area. If you're ready to step into that version of yourself, then let's begin. Now, before we unlock these millionaire mind secrets, if this message resonates with you and you want more life-changing content like this, make sure to subscribe right now. Every week, you'll get the tools and the mindset shifts that the world's most successful people use every day. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Let's start with a bold truth. The greatest fortunes ever built were not the result of luck or circumstance. They were the result of deliberate thought, unwavering faith, and relentless action habits anyone can develop. The only difference between you and the millionaire you aspire to become is the programming of your mind. That programming can be rewritten, starting right now. Napoleon Hill, in Think and Grow Rich, wrote that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But belief is not a passive thing. It is forged through repetition, through acting as if your vision is already reality, through refusing to let fear dictate your choices. This is how Henry Ford created a revolution in transportation. He was not born a millionaire. He was born with a vision, a certainty, a refusal to accept limitations. When people told him it was impossible to build a car for the masses, he didn't listen. He acted as if it was already done. He made decisions from the place of his vision, not from his circumstances. That is the essence of the millionaire mindset. Think about this. Every great achievement in history was first a thought, then a belief, then an action, then a habit, and finally, a result. The process always starts within. When you act as if you are already a millionaire, you align your thoughts, your words, your posture, and your choices with the identity of someone who creates wealth, rather than someone who waits for it to magically appear. Let's break this down even further. Inside your mind, you have a powerful mechanism called your subconscious. Joseph Murphy, in The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, explains that your subconscious does not distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is real. If you consistently act, speak, and think as if you are already wealthy, your subconscious begins to accept this as truth. It starts to filter your reality, guiding you toward opportunities and ideas that match your new self-image. This is not wishful thinking, it is science. Your brain is wired to seek consistency between your beliefs and your actions. When you act as if you are already a millionaire, when you make decisions with confidence, invest in your growth, and carry yourself with purpose, you begin to rewire your neural pathways. You develop what David J. Schwartz calls the magic of thinking big. You expand your vision, your standards, and your sense of what is possible. Let's look at another historical giant, Thomas Edison. He was not born with genius. He was born with an unstoppable persistence. He failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb, but in his mind, he was already an inventor, a creator, a world changer. Every failure was simply a step on the path to inevitable success. Edison acted as if his achievement was already certain. That mindset fueled his relentless action, his resourcefulness, and his refusal to quit. The world changed because he dared to believe, to persist, and to act from his vision, not his doubts. Now, let's make this practical for you. How do you start acting as if you are already a millionaire, even if your bank account says otherwise? It begins with small, daily decisions. You wake up and choose to invest time in your growth. You choose to spend energy on solutions, not problems. You walk with your head held high. You speak with conviction. You treat others and yourself with respect and generosity. When you face a challenge, you ask yourself, how would the millionaire version of me handle this? You begin to embody the habits, the discipline, and the standards of someone who already has what you desire. Over time, those actions become your new normal. Your subconscious accepts the new identity. Your results change because you have changed. Let's pause for a moment. Are you feeling the shift? If you are, before we continue with the next powerful principle, take a moment to subscribe for more transformational insights. Imagine the person you will become when you surround yourself with this kind of energy every single week. Now, let's dive even deeper. One of the most powerful principles ever taught is the power of a clear vision. Earl Nightingale, in The Strangest Secret, said, "You become what you think about." The world's millionaires are not just dreamers, they are visionaries. They see a future so vividly that it pulls them forward, even in the face of obstacles. Andrew Carnegie, one of the wealthiest men in history, was not just a master of industry. He was a master of vision. He built his empire not on resources, but on faith in himself, faith in his vision, faith in the power of focused, purposeful action. Carnegie's story is a masterclass in the law of definite purpose. He set a clear intention to become the most influential industrialist of his time, to create wealth not just for himself, but for others. Every decision he made was filtered through this purpose. He surrounded himself with people who shared his vision, who challenged him to grow, who pushed him to act boldly. He was not afraid to think bigger than anyone around him. That is the hallmark of the millionaire mind. So, what is your vision? Are you clear about what you want? Or are you drifting, waiting for life to hand you opportunities? The first step to acting as if you are already a millionaire is to define your vision with crystal clarity. Write it down, speak it out loud, visualize it every morning and every night. Your mind is a powerful transmitter. When you broadcast your desires with conviction, you begin to attract the people, the ideas, and the opportunities that will help you achieve them. But vision alone is not enough. You must act. You must do the things that others are unwilling to do. You must develop the mental discipline and self-mastery that separates leaders from followers. This is where the teachings of Marcus Aurelius and the ancient Stoics come into play. They taught that external events do not shape your life, your response to them does. When you act with discipline, when you master your emotions, when you refuse to be swayed by fear or doubt, you become unstoppable. You become the architect of your destiny. Let's bring this into your reality. Starting today, commit to a daily ritual of self-mastery. Each morning, ask yourself, what does the millionaire version of me do today? Do you invest in your growth, read books, listen to wisdom, take decisive action? Do you let go of complaints and excuses, and focus on solutions and possibilities? Do you treat your time like it is your most valuable asset? Because it is? Every single choice is a vote for the person you are becoming. Here's a practical exercise. For the next 21 days, every morning, write down your vision, your top 3 goals, and one action you will take as if you are already a millionaire. At night, review your day and ask, did I act from my highest self or from my old limitations? This simple ritual rewires your subconscious, builds new neural pathways, and transforms your identity from the inside out. Remember, repetition is the mother of all skill. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. The more you act as if, the faster you become. Your mind is like a garden. Plant seeds of power, of confidence, of abundance, and you will harvest a life beyond your wildest dreams. If you are still listening, you are already ahead of the crowd. Most people will never hear these truths, let alone apply them. This is why thousands of subscribers keep coming back for more. If you are ready to join them, hit that subscribe button now and make a commitment to your transformation. Let's talk about the power of environment. Jim Rohn once said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Millionaires are intentional about their environment. They choose to surround themselves with people who challenge them, who inspire them, who hold them to higher standards. When you start acting as if you are already a millionaire, you will notice that your environment begins to shift. Old habits, old associations, old limitations fall away. You attract new mentors, new opportunities, new energy. This is not random. Your subconscious is always seeking alignment. When you shift your identity, your surroundings must change to match. This is why it is so important to immerse yourself in content, communities, and conversations that elevate your thinking. Listen to audiobooks, join mastermind groups, attend events, seek out mentors. Protect your mind from negativity, from doubt, from scarcity. Feed it with faith, with vision, with possibility. Practical step. Today, audit your environment. Who are you listening to? What are you reading? What are you watching? Make a conscious choice to upgrade your influences. Every input shapes your output. Every association is either pulling you forward or holding you back. Choose wisely. Let's reinforce this with a powerful affirmation. Repeat after me. I am already wealthy in my mind, my spirit, and my actions. I act with confidence, with purpose, with generosity. I attract abundance because I embody abundance. Every day, in every way, I am becoming the millionaire I was born to be. Now, let's connect all of these principles to the challenges of today's world. We live in a time of rapid change, uncertainty, and opportunity. The old rules no longer apply. Those who wait for the economy, the government, or the world to change are always left behind. But those who act as if their future is certain, who invest in their skills, who build multiple streams of income, who create value for others, these are the new millionaires. They are not waiting for permission. They are not waiting for conditions to be perfect. They are acting from faith, not from fear. This is your invitation. Decide today to be bold. Decide to act from possibility, not from limitation. Decide to speak your vision into existence, to walk with the posture of someone who knows where they are going, to make decisions from your highest self. Every great leader, from Rockefeller to Roosevelt, from Franklin to Tesla, began with a decision, a commitment to their vision, an unbreakable discipline, a refusal to settle. Your future is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. The choice to act, to believe, to become the millionaire you are destined to be. It all begins the moment you decide to act as if it is already done. When you truly start living as if you are already a millionaire, the world responds to you differently. People sense your certainty. You move through your day with a calm power, a magnetic presence that draws opportunities and allies into your orbit. This is not arrogance, it is authentic confidence, rooted in the knowledge that you are shaping your destiny by the way you think, feel, and act right now. Let's return to history for a moment. Benjamin Franklin, one of the founding fathers of the United States, was not born into wealth or privilege. He was the 15th child in a poor family, yet he became one of the most influential, wealthy, and respected men of his time. How? Franklin mastered the art of self-education and continuous reinvention. He decided, early in life, that he would act as if he were already the person he wanted to become. He created his own personal development program, tracking his virtues, habits, and progress every single day. He visualized his future self and made decisions from that place of wisdom, discipline, and abundance. Franklin's story teaches us that you do not need external validation or resources to begin. You need a clear vision, unbreakable self-discipline, and the courage to take consistent action. He reminds us that every great transformation starts with a decision to think and act differently. Let's bring this principle into your life right now. Imagine the millionaire version of yourself. How do they greet the day? How do they handle setbacks? How do they treat others? What standards do they hold themselves to? Start embodying those qualities today. Speak with clarity and conviction. Dress with pride and intention. Treat your time as your greatest asset. Invest energy in high-value activities that move you closer to your vision. The world will begin to mirror your internal transformation. Remember, acting as if is not pretending. It is practicing. It is training your mind and body to operate at a higher frequency. It is building the muscles of confidence, discipline, and vision, one day at a time. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes, until the line between who you are and who you want to be disappears. Now, let's talk about the power of focus. Charles M. Schwab, the legendary steel magnate, once asked a productivity expert for the single most effective strategy to improve his organization. The answer was astonishingly simple. At the end of each day, write down the 6 most important things to accomplish tomorrow and tackle them in order of importance, one at a time, without distraction. Schwab paid a fortune for this advice, and it transformed his company's results. Why does this matter for you? Because millionaires do not scatter their energy. They focus it with laser-like precision. They understand that attention is currency, and where you invest it determines your outcome. By acting as if you are already a millionaire, you prioritize your highest value activities. You eliminate distractions. You say no to what does not serve your vision. You become the kind of person who finishes what they start, who follows through, who delivers results. Here is a practical challenge. Tonight, write down your 6 most important actions for tomorrow. In the morning, attack the first one with total commitment. Do not move on until it is complete. Repeat this for 21 days, and watch your productivity and your confidence soar. If you are finding value in this journey, pause for a moment and subscribe. This channel exists to help you unlock the millionaire within, with practical tools, timeless wisdom, and real stories every single week. By subscribing, you are declaring to yourself and to the world that you are committed to your growth, to your potential, and to your future. Let's dive deeper into the psychology behind this transformation. According to Bob Proctor, in You Were Born Rich, your results are always a reflection of your self-image. If you see yourself as average, you will act average. If you see yourself as wealthy, powerful, and resourceful, you will act accordingly, and the world will begin to respond to you in kind. This is the power of identity. Your self-image is like a thermostat. It regulates your actions, your habits, your results. If you want to raise the temperature of your life, you must first raise the image you hold of yourself. Acting as if is the fastest way to install a new identity. Every time you make a decision from your millionaire self, you send a signal to your subconscious. This is who I am now. Over time, your subconscious updates your beliefs, habits, and behaviors to match. Let's reinforce this with another exercise. Each morning, stand in front of the mirror and declare, I am a millionaire in my mind, my habits, and my results. I think big. I act bold. I live with purpose. I create wealth wherever I go. Speak it with energy, with belief, with certainty. Feel it in your body. See it in your mind's eye. The more you do this, the more you will become this. Now, let's address a common objection. Some people worry that acting as if is fake or inauthentic. But the truth is, you are not pretending to be someone else. You are practicing being your highest self, your true self, the one buried beneath old fears and limiting beliefs. This practice is not about impressing others. It is about impressing your own subconscious, training it to accept a new standard, a new normal, a new destiny. The legendary coach Tony Robbins teaches that identity is the strongest force in the human personality. When you shift your identity, everything else follows your habits, your standards, your relationships, your income. This is why the world's most successful people obsess over self-image. They know that external success always lags behind internal transformation. So, ask yourself right now, what would the millionaire version of me do today? What decisions would I make? What risks would I take? What investments would I pursue? What habits would I install? The answers are already inside you. Trust them. Act on them. Become them. Let's talk about faith versus fear. Andrew Carnegie built his empire on faith in himself, faith in his vision, faith in the power of service and value creation. He once said, "The men who have succeeded are men who have chosen one line and stuck to it." Carnegie did not let setbacks, criticism, or uncertainty shake his belief. He acted from faith, not from fear. This is a defining trait of every millionaire mind. Fear is a liar. It whispers that you are not ready, not worthy, not capable. But faith says, act now, move forward, trust the process. When you act as if you are already a millionaire, you starve fear and feed faith. Every bold action, every courageous decision, every investment in yourself is a declaration that faith is your master and fear has no power over you. Here's a mindset shift for you. The next time fear tries to hold you back, ask yourself, what would the millionaire me do right now? Then do it, even if it feels uncomfortable, especially if it feels uncomfortable. Growth lives on the other side of your comfort zone. Let's ground this with another historical lesson. Thomas Edison faced thousands of failures before perfecting the light bulb. The world laughed at him, doubted him, dismissed him. But Edison did not focus on what he lacked. He focused on what was possible. He acted as if success was inevitable. Every failure was simply feedback, every setback a lesson, every obstacle a stepping stone. This is the resilience of the millionaire mind. You can practice this resilience today. When you encounter a setback, do not collapse in self-pity or blame. Instead, ask, what is the lesson here? How can I use this to get better, stronger, wiser? Millionaires are relentless learners. They see every challenge as a gift, every failure as fertilizer for future success. Now let's talk about wealth-building acumen. Robert Kiyosaki, in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, teaches that the difference between the rich and the poor is not money, it is mindset, financial education, and the willingness to take calculated risks. Acting as if you are already a millionaire means you start thinking like an investor, not a consumer. You look for assets, not liabilities. You seek to create value, not just earn a paycheck. You ask, how can I make my money work for me? Instead of, how can I work for money? Here's a practical step. Each week, set aside time to study wealth principles. Read books, listen to podcasts, take courses, track your spending and investing. Look for ways to create additional streams of income. Even if you start small, the habit of thinking like a millionaire will change your trajectory forever. Let's reinforce this with a powerful visualization. Close your eyes and imagine logging into your bank account. See a balance that makes you smile, a balance that represents freedom, options, impact. Feel the gratitude, the confidence, the peace that comes with abundance. Now, ask yourself, what choices can I make today to move closer to this reality? Anchor this feeling in your body and let it guide your actions all day. Remember, wealth is not just about numbers on a screen. It is about freedom, the freedom to choose, to create, to give, to live on your own terms. Acting as if you are already a millionaire is about claiming that freedom today, in your mind and in your actions. If you are still with me, it means you are serious about your transformation. So here's your next step. Subscribe and join a community of people committed to growth, abundance, and impact. Every week, you'll get new tools, new stories, and new challenges designed to help you unlock your greatest potential. Do not let another day go by without investing in yourself. Now, let's talk about integrity. In As a Man Thinketh, James Allen writes, "A man is literally what he thinks, his character being the complete sum of all his thoughts." Millionaires know that wealth built without integrity is a house of cards. True abundance requires uncompromising honesty, reliability, and moral strength. When you act as if you are already a millionaire, you hold yourself to higher standards, not just in business, but in every area of life. You keep your word. You honor your commitments. You treat others with respect, regardless of their status. You do the right thing, even when it is hard. This is not just about reputation, it is about self-respect. When you live with integrity, you build trust with yourself and with others. That trust becomes your most valuable asset. Here is a challenge for you. For the next week, track your promises to yourself and to others. Notice where you keep them and where you fall short. Every time you honor a commitment, you reinforce your identity as a person of integrity. Every time you slip, recommit, and course correct. Over time, this practice will make you unstoppable. Let's connect this with another historical example. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, ruled with wisdom, courage, and self-control. In the face of war, betrayal, and personal tragedy. He remained calm, focused, and principled. He did not let external events dictate his internal state. He wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By mastering his thoughts, he mastered his world. You can apply this same principle today. When challenges arise, pause and ask, how would the millionaire version of me respond? Would you react impulsively, or would you respond with wisdom and strength? Would you blame others, or would you take responsibility? Would you give up, or would you persist with faith and discipline? Choose the higher path, every time. Over time, that path becomes who you are. Let's talk about lifelong growth. The world's most successful people never stop learning. Leonardo da Vinci, the ultimate Renaissance man, was driven by insatiable curiosity. He mastered art, science, engineering, anatomy, and more. He asked questions, experimented, innovated, and pushed the boundaries of what was possible. Acting as if you are already a millionaire means you commit to growth for life. You read, you reflect, you seek feedback. You look for ways to get better, every single day. Here's a practical exercise. Each week, choose one area of your life to upgrade. It could be your health, your finances, your relationships, your mindset. Set a specific goal, take focused action, and track your progress. Celebrate every win, no matter how small. Over time, these small improvements compound into extraordinary results. Now, let's address the power of bold action. Millionaires do not wait for perfect conditions. They act, adjust, and adapt. Julius Caesar, when crossing the Rubicon, declared, "The die is cast." He knew that boldness creates momentum, and momentum creates results. The universe rewards action, not hesitation. When you act as if you are already a millionaire, you give yourself permission to move, to risk, to create. You stop waiting for certainty and start creating it through your actions. What bold action can you take today? Is there a conversation you need to have? A risk you need to take? An investment you need to make? Stop overthinking. Trust your preparation, your vision, your intuition. Act now. Every step builds your confidence and expands your possibilities. Let's reinforce all of these principles with a powerful affirmation. Say it with me. I am decisive. I am focused. I am unstoppable. My mind is disciplined. My actions are bold. My results are inevitable. I am the architect of my destiny. As we move into the final phase of this journey, remember, transformation is not an event, it is a process. It happens through the daily practice of thinking, feeling, and acting as if your dreams are already real. Every day is a new opportunity to claim your power, to align with your vision, to become the millionaire you are destined to be. Before we wrap up this life-changing journey, subscribe to ensure you never miss content that could transform your destiny. You are not alone on this path. You are part of a global community of dreamers, doers, and leaders who are rewriting their stories. One thought, one action, one day at a time. Now, let's accelerate your transformation with 3 immediate actions you can take within the next 24 hours. First, write down your millionaire vision in vivid detail. Describe your ideal day, your habits, your relationships, your impact. Make it real, make it specific, make it inspiring. Read it every morning and every night. Second, choose one habit that your millionaire self would practice and commit to it for the next 7 days. It could be waking up earlier, exercising, reading, investing, or networking. Track your progress and celebrate every win. Third, practice gratitude. Every evening, write down 3 things you are grateful for, as if you are already living your dream life. Gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance. It primes your mind to see opportunities, to attract resources, to create miracles. Here's a mindset shift exercise to practice. Each time you catch yourself thinking, "I can't," replace it with, "How can I?" Each time you feel fear, take one small step forward. Each time you doubt, affirm your vision. Over time, you will rewire your mind for confidence, courage, and success. Let's close with an identity reinforcement technique. Each morning, visualize your millionaire self in action, confident, focused, generous, unstoppable. See yourself making decisions, solving problems, creating value, inspiring others. Feel the emotions of success, freedom, and fulfillment. Carry that energy with you all day. You have the power to change your life. Starting now. The principles you have learned: clarity of vision, faith over fear, relentless action, integrity, focus, growth, and boldness are the keys to unlocking your potential. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is the decision to act as if they are already yours. So, here is your challenge. For the next 30 days, commit to living as if you are already a millionaire. Make decisions from your highest self. Speak your vision into existence. Take bold, consistent action. Surround yourself with greatness. Invest in your growth. Practice gratitude. And above all, never settle for less than you deserve. If you are ready to accept this challenge, subscribe now and join thousands of others who are transforming their lives from the inside out. This is your time. This is your moment. Step into your power, claim your destiny, and act as if you are already a millionaire. You were born for greatness. The world is waiting for your gift, your leadership, your vision. Do not let fear hold you back. Do not wait for permission. Do not settle for average. Decide, right now, to become the person you were meant to be. Remember, every thought is a seed. Every action is a step. Every day is a new beginning. Your future is not written in stone, it is written in your mind, your habits, your choices. Act as if you are already a millionaire, and soon the world will have no choice but to reflect that back to you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for growing, and thank you for choosing to become the best version of yourself. This is just the beginning. Your journey to abundance, impact, and freedom starts now. Now, as you take this journey even further, let's unlock the deeper layers of what it means to truly act as if you are already a millionaire. This is not just about mimicking actions. It is about aligning every cell of your being with abundance, with possibility, and with purpose. Because when you change the way you see yourself, the world changes the way it sees you. And that is not theory, that is observable, replicable, and universal. Let's revisit the power of belief. Henry Ford once said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." He was not merely offering encouragement, he was revealing a law of the human mind. Ford's unwavering belief in his vision created the automobile revolution. He was ridiculed, doubted, and dismissed, yet he acted as if his vision was inevitable. He walked, spoke, and built as if success had already been decided in his favor. He surrounded himself with people who believed, who dared, who persevered. And when others would have quit, Ford doubled down. He did not wait for evidence, he created it through faith and action. Right now, ask yourself, where in your life have you been waiting for proof, instead of acting from belief? What dream have you put on hold, hoping for a sign, when the only sign you need is your own decision? Acting as if you are already a millionaire means you become the source of certainty in your world. You give yourself permission to leap, to trust, to lead. Here's a practical exercise you can begin today. Write down one area of your life in which you are holding back, waiting for the right time or the right conditions. Next to it, write down the actions you would take if you knew, without a shadow of doubt, that you could not fail. For the next week, commit to taking those actions, no matter how small. Each step is a brick in the foundation of your new identity. Let's explore the principle of positive mental attitude, as taught by Napoleon Hill and W. Clement Stone. They discovered that your attitude is the magnet that attracts wealth, opportunity, and relationships. A positive mental attitude is not blind optimism. It is the unshakable conviction that, no matter what happens, you have the power to shape your response and create value. Stone built an insurance empire from nothing, using nothing but a smile, a handshake, and an indomitable spirit. He acted as if every door would open for him until they did. His belief became contagious, spreading to everyone he met. You can practice this today. Each time you face a problem, replace complaint with curiosity. Ask, what is good about this? What can I learn here? How can I use this to get stronger, wiser, wealthier? Millionaires look for the seed of opportunity in every challenge. They expect things to work out for them, and because of this expectation, they find a way to make it so. Let's reinforce this with a daily affirmation. Each morning, declare, everything is working for my highest good. I expect abundance, and I receive abundance. I am open to new ideas, new people, and new opportunities. My positive attitude attracts wealth in every form. Speak it, feel it, believe it, and act from it. Now, let's deepen your understanding of subconscious programming. Joseph Murphy, in The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, explains that your subconscious is like a fertile field. Whatever seeds you plant, it will grow. If you feed it thoughts of scarcity, limitation, and fear, you will harvest struggle and lack. But if you feed it thoughts of wealth, possibility, and gratitude, you will harvest abundance and freedom. Reprogramming your subconscious begins with repetition. The more often you visualize your millionaire self, the more real it becomes to your inner mind. Visualization is not just daydreaming, it is mental rehearsal. Every great athlete, artist, and entrepreneur uses it. You see your goal as already achieved. You feel the emotions of success. You imagine yourself acting, speaking, and thinking from that new reality. Over time, your subconscious accepts this identity and works day and night to manifest it. Try this. Every night before sleep, spend 5 minutes visualizing your dream life in vivid detail. See yourself making empowered decisions, enjoying financial freedom, making a difference, and living with joy. Allow the feelings of gratitude and certainty to flood your body. This primes your subconscious for overnight transformation. Let's add another layer. The power of language. The words you use, both aloud and in your head, are instructions to your mind. Millionaires speak the language of possibility, responsibility, and purpose. They do not say, "I can't afford that." They say, "How can I afford that?" They do not say, "I hope it works out." They say, "I will make it work." This subtle but powerful shift in language shapes your beliefs, your actions, and your results. Here's a practical challenge. For the next 7 days, eliminate language of limitation from your vocabulary. Replace every "I can't" with "How can I?" Replace every "I don't know" with "I'll find out." Notice how your energy, your creativity, and your confidence expand. Let's anchor this learning with a story from Winston Churchill. During the darkest days of war, when defeat seemed inevitable, Churchill refused to accept the narrative of doom. He declared, with certainty and defiance, that victory was not only possible, but inevitable. His words, his tone, his posture all radiated belief. He acted as if victory was already secured, and in doing so, he inspired a nation to rise above fear and fight for freedom. This is your call to lead yourself with the same conviction. When others doubt, you believe. When fear whispers, you shout faith. When obstacles appear, you act as if the solution is already within you, and so it is. Now, let's revisit the concept of definite purpose. Wallace D. Wattles, in The Science of Getting Rich, writes that getting rich is not a matter of environment, talent, or luck. It is a matter of doing things in a certain way, with a clear purpose and unwavering faith. Millionaires are not vague about what they want. They are precise, detailed, and focused. They define their goals, create plans, and take consistent action day after day. Here's how to apply this. Write down your top 3 financial goals. Next to each, write a specific action you can take this week to move closer to it. Then, every morning, review your goals, visualize their achievement, and commit to taking at least one step toward each. Over time, this process builds momentum, clarity, and unstoppable progress. Let's talk about the importance of giving. Andrew Carnegie, after amassing his fortune, dedicated his life to philanthropy. He understood that true wealth is not just about accumulation, but about contribution. When you act as if you are already a millionaire, you give generously not just money, but time, attention, and encouragement. You lift others as you rise. You become a source of value, a force for good, a magnet for abundance. Practice this today. Find one way to give, whether it's a kind word, a helpful connection, or a small act of service. Notice how it feels. Notice how the universe responds. The more you give, the more you receive. This is the law of circulation, a law as real as gravity. Let's reinforce this mindset with another affirmation. I am a giver. I add value wherever I go. I am generous with my resources, my energy, and my spirit. The more I give, the more I grow. Abundance flows to and through me. Now, let's address the inner critic, the voice of doubt, fear, and insecurity. Everyone has it. Even the world's greatest achievers face moments of uncertainty. The difference is, millionaires do not listen to that voice. They thank it, and then they move forward anyway. They act from faith, not fear. They understand that courage is not the absence of fear, but action in spite of it. Here's a practical mindset shift. Each time your inner critic tells you, "You're not ready," respond with, "I am ready enough to begin." Each time it says, "You might fail," respond with, "I will learn and grow, no matter what." Over time, you train your mind to prioritize growth over perfection. Let's highlight another historical example. Nikola Tesla, the visionary inventor, was obsessed with his ideas. He visualized every invention in full detail before ever building a prototype. He believed so deeply in his vision that nothing could stop him, not poverty, not ridicule, not setbacks. Tesla acted as if the future he saw was inevitable, and because of this faith, he brought the impossible to life. You can harness this power today. Spend time each day visualizing your goals as completed. Feel the pride, the excitement, the gratitude. Let this vision pull you forward, even when the evidence is not yet visible. The world is changed by those who believe in the unseen and act with conviction. Now, let's talk about the practice of self-education. Benjamin Franklin, as mentioned before, built his fortune and legacy not through privilege, but through relentless learning. He set aside time each day to read, to reflect, to write, to experiment. He asked questions, sought mentors, and never stopped improving. Millionaires are students for life. They know that growth is not a destination, it is a way of being. Here's a challenge. Commit to 30 minutes a day of focused learning in an area that will move you closer to your goals. Read books, listen to podcasts, attend workshops. Track your progress and share your knowledge with others. Over time, you will become a magnet for opportunity. Let's return to the importance of environment. As Jim Rohn said, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Millionaires are intentional about their associations. They seek out people who inspire them, challenge them, and hold them accountable. They join masterminds, attend events, and build networks of support and collaboration. Here's a practical step. Reach out to one person this week who is already achieving what you aspire to. Offer value, ask questions, and learn from their journey. Over time, these relationships will elevate your thinking, your standards, and your results. Let's reinforce this with another affirmation. I attract powerful, positive, and supportive relationships. I am surrounded by people who challenge me to grow, who celebrate my wins, and who encourage my dreams. Together, we rise higher and achieve more. Now, as you continue this journey, remember that the path to becoming a millionaire is not a straight line. There will be setbacks, detours, and unexpected challenges. But every challenge contains a lesson, every setback is a setup for a comeback, and every obstacle is an opportunity to grow stronger. The key is to keep moving forward, to act as if your success is inevitable, even when you cannot see the final outcome, to trust the process, to learn from every experience, and to never, ever give up. As you integrate these principles, you will notice profound shifts in your life. Your confidence will grow, your decisions will become clearer, your actions will carry more weight. Opportunities will appear where before there were none. People will respond to your energy, your certainty, your vision. And most importantly, you will begin to feel the freedom, the joy, and the fulfillment that comes from living in alignment with your highest self. Before we close, take a moment to subscribe, if you haven't already. This is your signal to the universe and to yourself that you are committed to your growth, your abundance, and your destiny. This community is here to support you, challenge you, and celebrate you every step of the way. Now, let's bring it all together with a recap of the most powerful insights you've learned. You have the power to rewrite your story by acting as if your dreams are already your reality. You can shift your identity, upgrade your habits, and rewire your beliefs through daily practice and repetition. You can build wealth, confidence, and freedom by focusing on value creation, learning, and bold action. You can overcome fear, doubt, and setbacks by choosing faith, resilience, and gratitude. You can elevate your environment, your relationships, and your results by surrounding yourself with greatness. Your challenge: for the next 30 days, immerse yourself in this practice. Write your vision, speak your affirmations, take bold action, and track your progress. Celebrate every win. Learn from every lesson. Share your journey with others. And finally, remember this: you are not defined by your past, your circumstances, or your bank account. You are defined by the vision you hold, the actions you take, and the beliefs you choose. You were born for abundance. You were born for greatness. The world is waiting for your gift. So act as if you are already a millionaire in your mind, your heart, your actions, and your life. The rest will follow. Thank you for being part of this journey. Thank you for daring to dream, to grow, and to lead. This is just the beginning. Your best days are ahead, and you are the one who will make them real. Keep going, keep growing, keep acting as if the future belongs to you. Let's go even deeper into the mindset and methods of acting as if you are already a millionaire. Remember, the greatest transformations are rarely loud or dramatic. They happen quietly, in the inner sanctum of your mind, through the relentless discipline of shaping your thoughts, your responses, and your expectations until the extraordinary becomes your new ordinary. Now, let's talk about the science of self-talk. Earl Nightingale, in The Strangest Secret, revealed that you become what you think about most of the time. Your self-talk is the invisible script that plays in your mind all day long. Millionaires master this script. They use it to prime their minds for success, to rehearse victories before they happen, to recover quickly from setbacks, and to program their subconscious for abundance. Here's how you can harness this power. Every morning, before you reach for your phone or check your messages, take a few minutes to fill your mind with empowering statements. Say to yourself, I am creative, I am resourceful, I am disciplined, I am focused, I am a wealth creator. Every challenge is an opportunity, and every day I grow stronger. As you repeat these affirmations, visualize yourself moving through your day with unshakable confidence and purpose. Make this your daily ritual, and watch how your outer world begins to realign with your inner narrative. Let's not forget the role of gratitude in this journey. Wallace D. Wattles, in The Science of Getting Rich, emphasizes that gratitude is the energy that draws more of what you want into your life. When you are grateful for what you have and for what is on its way, you activate a powerful force that aligns you with abundance. Millionaires practice gratitude not just for their wealth, but for every lesson, every relationship, every opportunity, and even every setback. Try this simple but profound exercise. Each evening, write down 10 things you are grateful for, including things that have not yet manifested. For example, I am grateful for the financial freedom I enjoy. Even if your current situation has not yet caught up, your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between what is vividly imagined and what is real. As you practice gratitude for your future, you magnetize it into your present. Let's turn our attention to your physical environment. Your surroundings are a reflection of your standards, your identity, and your expectations. Millionaires treat their environment as sacred. They keep it organized, inspiring, and aligned with their vision. Even if you are starting with humble means, act as if you are already worthy of beauty, order, and excellence. Clean your workspace. Invest in a small upgrade that makes you feel proud. Display reminders of your goals and values. The way you care for your environment signals to your subconscious that you are ready for more. Let's talk about energy: your mental, emotional, and physical energy. Wealth builders protect their energy as fiercely as their assets. They understand that a clear mind, an open heart, and a healthy body are the foundation of all achievement. Acting as if you are already a millionaire means you prioritize self-care, exercise, rest, and nourishment. You do not wait until you are successful to treat yourself with respect. You start now because you are already worthy. Here's a challenge for you. For the next week, choose one area of self-care to upgrade. It might be drinking more water, getting better sleep, moving your body, or meditating each day. Notice how your mood, productivity, and clarity skyrocket. Millionaire habits begin with honoring yourself. Now, let's explore the power of decision. Theodore Roosevelt was known for his explosive vitality, and iron willpower. He made decisions quickly and acted on them with vigor. Millionaires do not linger in indecision. They gather information, trust their intuition, and move forward. They know that clarity comes from action, not endless analysis. Every time you make a decision, you reinforce your identity as a leader and creator. Practice this. The next time you face a choice, set a timer for 60 seconds. Weigh your options, trust your gut, and decide. Once you decide, act. Do not look back. Over time, you will build the muscle of confidence and decisiveness. Let's connect this with the principle of persistence. Every story of lasting wealth is a story of unyielding persistence in the face of adversity. Thomas Edison, as we discussed, failed thousands of times before perfecting the light bulb. He did not let failure define him. He viewed every setback as a stepping stone, a lesson, a necessary part of the journey. When you act as if you are already a millionaire, you persist long after others have given up. You see obstacles as invitations to rise higher. Here's an exercise. Write down one goal you have been pursuing. List every setback, every difficulty, every so-called failure you have experienced. Next to each, write the lesson you learned or the strength you gained. Celebrate your resilience. Commit to persisting until not if, but until you succeed. This is how champions are made. Let's revisit the importance of vision. John D. Rockefeller built his empire on systematic certainty and strategic thinking. He saw opportunities where others saw chaos. He was willing to invest, to innovate, and to lead when others hesitated. Acting as if you are already a millionaire means you train yourself to see further, to think longer term, and to take calculated risks. You become a strategist, not just a survivor. Here's how to sharpen your vision. Each week, set aside time to review your goals and imagine them 5, 10, or even 20 years into the future. What would your life look like if you continued to grow and compound your efforts? What legacy would you leave? Allow yourself to dream bigger. Write down the steps you can take now to move in that direction. Millionaires are not afraid of big dreams, they are fueled by them. Let's talk about the law of compensation, as described by Charles F. Haanel in the Master Key System. This law states that you will be compensated in direct proportion to the value you deliver to the world. Millionaires do not ask, "What can I get?" They ask, "How can I serve? How can I solve bigger problems? How can I create more value?" When you act as if you are already wealthy, you focus on contribution. You look for ways to go the extra mile, to delight your clients, to elevate your team, to improve your community. Here's a practical application. For the next 30 days, look for one way each day to add value beyond what is expected. It could be a thoughtful gesture, a helpful introduction, a creative solution, or simply showing up with extraordinary energy. Track your acts of value and notice how your influence, income, and impact begin to expand. Let's weave in another powerful story this time, from Mahatma Gandhi. Though he lived simply and owned almost nothing, Gandhi was one of the richest souls to ever walk the earth. His wealth was not measured in possessions, but in influence, integrity, and legacy. He acted as if he was already free, already powerful, already victorious. His conviction inspired millions, toppled empires, and changed history. This is the essence of true wealth. Acting as if is not about flaunting or pretending. It is about embodying the qualities that create real abundance: courage, wisdom, generosity, and unwavering purpose. No matter your current circumstances, you can lead, inspire, and transform. Starting right now. Now let's talk about the compound effect. Small actions, repeated consistently, create massive change over time. Most people overestimate what they can do in a week and underestimate what they can achieve in a year or a decade. Millionaires play the long game. They build habits, systems, and relationships that produce exponential results. They are patient with results, but impatient with action. Here's a practical exercise. Identify one small habit that, if practiced daily, would radically improve your life over time. It could be saving a small percentage of every dollar, reading 10 pages each day, connecting with one new person each week, or practicing a skill for 15 minutes. Track your progress for 90 days. Celebrate every milestone. Watch as your confidence and results multiply. Now, Let's reinforce all you've learned with a powerful visualization. Close your eyes and imagine your life 1 year from now, having fully embodied the millionaire mindset. See yourself making powerful decisions, enjoying abundance, living with purpose, and inspiring others. Notice the changes in your relationships, your health, your finances, your joy. Feel the certainty that this is not just a fantasy, it is your new reality, created by your daily thoughts and actions. As we approach the close of this journey, let's recap the 3 immediate actions you can take in the next 24 hours. First, write out your millionaire vision in detail. Make it vivid, make it magnetic. Read it every morning and every night. Second, choose one millionaire habit and commit to practicing it for the next 7 days. Track your consistency and reward yourself for every win. Third, upgrade your environment. Clean your space, add an inspiring object, or connect with someone who lifts you higher. And here's a bonus. Speak your favorite affirmation aloud every day. Let it become the soundtrack of your new life. Now, your final challenge. For the next 30 days, act as if you are already a millionaire. Show up with confidence, make decisions with boldness, invest in your growth, lift others as you rise, and never, ever settle for less than you deserve. If you are ready to accept this challenge, subscribe now. By joining this community, you are declaring to yourself and to the universe that you are all in for your transformation. You are stepping into your destiny. You are becoming the architect of your own abundance. You have learned the secrets. You have heard the stories. Now it is time to live the principles, to embody the mindset, to act as if and to watch as the world responds in kind. You are not just a dreamer. You are a doer. You are not just a student. You are a leader. You are not just wishing for wealth. You are creating it. One thought, one action, one day at a time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for choosing greatness. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and you have already taken it. Keep moving forward. Keep believing. Keep acting as if. Your millionaire future is waiting. Now, as you reflect on your path, realize that the world's most extraordinary transformations are quiet at first. A single shift of thought, a simple daily habit, a subtle upgrade in the way you speak to yourself. These tiny changes compound into massive results over time. The millionaire mindset is not a one-time event. It is a daily practice, a living philosophy, a decision you make every morning and reaffirm every night. Let's talk about the power of repetition. Neuroscience has shown that your brain is sculpted by what you do and say most often. The more you repeat a thought or action, the stronger those neural pathways become. This is why acting as if you are already a millionaire is so powerful. You're not hoping for change, you are installing it, one repetition at a time. Think of your mind as a magnificent garden. Every thought is a seed. Some will grow into flowers of abundance. Others will become weeds of limitation. Your job is to plant only what you wish to harvest. When old, negative thoughts arise, notice them without judgment, then gently replace them with new, empowering beliefs. Over time, your inner garden will flourish, and your outer world will reflect this transformation. Here's an advanced exercise for subconscious reprogramming. Each night before sleep, enter a relaxed state by taking deep, slow breaths. With your eyes closed, vividly imagine yourself living your millionaire life. Picture the home you desire, the relationships you cherish, the impact you make, the freedom you feel. Add sensory details. What do you see, hear, smell, touch, and taste? Allow gratitude and excitement to fill your heart. Then, silently repeat, "This is my new reality. I am grateful. I am ready. I am worthy." Drift off to sleep holding these images and feelings. Your subconscious will process and reinforce them as you rest. Let's revisit the importance of standards. Millionaires do not accept average. They hold themselves to high standards in their work, their relationships, their health, and their finances. They do not tolerate excuses, laziness, or negativity. They expect excellence from themselves first, and then from those around them. When you act as if you are already a millionaire, you upgrade your standards in every area. You show up early, you stay prepared, you finish what you start, and you deliver value that exceeds expectations. Here's a powerful practice. Write down your current standards in the most important areas of your life. Then, Write down the standards your millionaire self would hold. What would you accept? What would you reject? What would you require from yourself and others? Choose one standard to raise this week and commit to living it, no matter what. Let's anchor this lesson with the story of Alexander the Great. As a young man, Alexander was tutored by Aristotle, who taught him that greatness begins in the mind. Alexander didn't wait to become king before acting like a leader. He spoke, walked, and strategized with the confidence of a conqueror. He envisioned a mighty empire before he ever set foot on the battlefield. That internal certainty became his external legacy. Even when faced with overwhelming odds, he acted as if victory was already assured. That is the power of identity in motion. Now, let's address the art of decision-making under pressure. Life will test your resolve with unexpected setbacks and sudden opportunities. Millionaires train themselves to make clear, confident decisions even in chaos. They trust their training, values, and vision more than the opinions or emotions of the moment. This is developed through practice, reflection, and the willingness to take responsibility for outcomes. Here's a practical exercise to strengthen your decision-making muscle. For the next 7 days, notice every time you hesitate over a small decision: what to eat, what to wear, which task to tackle first. Instead of overthinking, set a short timer, perhaps 60 seconds, and make a choice. Notice how your confidence grows with each decision. Then, apply this same principle to bigger choices. Millionaires are made through decisive action. Let's talk about handling criticism and rejection. Every person who has reached the heights of wealth and impact has faced doubters, critics, and setbacks. Abraham Lincoln lost multiple elections before becoming one of history's greatest presidents. He was ridiculed, underestimated, and faced public failures. But Lincoln acted as if his vision was possible, regardless of the world's opinion. He learned, adapted, persisted, and ultimately changed the course of history. Remember, every rejection is simply redirection, a nudge from the universe to refine your purpose and strengthen your determination. Here's how to turn criticism into fuel. Whenever you receive negative feedback, ask, what truth can I extract from this? How can I use this to get better? Then, thank the critic silently or aloud and keep moving forward. Millionaires do not crumble in the face of criticism. They use it as a sharpening stone for their character. Let's re-engage with the principle of self-investment. Every dollar and every minute you invest in your own growth multiplies your earning power, confidence, and influence. The most successful people on earth are lifelong learners. They attend seminars, read voraciously, hire coaches, and seek out new challenges. They know that their mind is their most valuable asset. Acting as if you are already a millionaire means you prioritize learning, even when it seems uncomfortable or inconvenient. Here's a commitment. Set aside a specific budget and schedule for self-development. Even if it's a small amount each week, treat it as sacred. Buy a book, enroll in a class, join a mastermind, or schedule time for reflection. Over time, this habit will pay you dividends beyond your imagination. Let's talk about the role of integrity in wealth creation. The richest lives are built on trust, trust in yourself, trust from others, trust in your word. John D. Rockefeller attributed much of his success to keeping his promises, honoring his commitments, and treating people with respect, even in tough negotiations. True millionaires do not cut corners or compromise their values for short-term gains. They know that real wealth is built on a foundation that cannot be shaken. Here's a practical test. For the next month, track every promise you make to yourself and to others. Keep a notebook or use your phone. Each time you keep a promise, celebrate. Each time you break one, notice it, make amends, and recommit. Watch how your self-respect and influence grow. Let's revisit the psychology of abundance. Scarcity is a mindset that says, there is not enough, while abundance says, there is always more on the way. Millionaires operate from abundance. They share ideas, celebrate others' wins, and look for ways to create value together. They are generous with praise, with resources, and with love. Acting as if you are already a millionaire means you operate from a place of plenty, not lack. Here's an exercise. For the next week, every time you notice a thought of scarcity, such as envy, resentment, or fear of loss, replace it with an act of generosity. Compliment someone, share a resource, or help a stranger. Notice the ripple effect this creates in your life. Let's bring in the wisdom of the magic of thinking big by David J. Schwartz. The size of your dreams determines the size of your achievements. Millionaires dream bigger than most people dare. They set goals that inspire, challenge, and sometimes even scare them. They refuse to shrink their vision to fit their current circumstances. Instead, they expand their actions to match their vision. Here's a practical application. Take one of your current goals and multiply it by 10. If your goal was to earn a certain amount, to help a certain number of people, or to complete a project in a certain time, multiply it by 10. Then, ask yourself, what would I need to believe? Who would I need to become? And what actions would I need to take to achieve this? Even if you don't reach the 10 times goal, you will achieve far more than you would have by playing small. Now, let's explore the power of visualization in even more detail. Olympic athletes use a technique called mental rehearsal to prepare for peak performance. They close their eyes and vividly imagine every step, every move, every sensation of winning their event. Studies show that the brain fires the same neurons during visualization as it does during actual performance. Millionaires use this same process. They see themselves signing deals, leading teams, speaking on stages, and living their ideal life long before it happens in reality. Here's an advanced visualization. Each morning, before you start your day, take 5 minutes to see your biggest goal is already done. Feel the pride, the excitement, and the gratitude. Imagine the people who will benefit, the difference you will make, the freedom you will enjoy. Let these emotions linger as you begin your day. Carry them into every conversation and decision. Over time, this practice will rewire your mind for success. Let's reinforce all you've learned with a simple but powerful affirmation. Say it with energy. I am a millionaire in my mind, my habits, and my results. I think big, act boldly, and persist until I succeed. Abundance is my birthright, and I claim it now. Now, as we approach the crescendo of this journey, remember, the only limits that matter are the ones you accept. The only boundaries that define you are the ones you refuse to cross. You are capable of more than you have ever imagined. You are worthy of every dream in your heart. You are ready to act as if you are already a millionaire and to watch as your world transforms in response. If you haven't yet subscribed, this is your moment. Join this community of visionaries, achievers, and lifelong learners. Surround yourself with content, stories, and challenges that keep your mind sharp and your spirit alive. By subscribing, you are saying yes to abundance, growth, and a future that is bigger and brighter than your past. Your next 30 days are the launchpad for the rest of your life. Every morning, recommit to your vision. Every night, celebrate your progress. Every challenge, turn it into a lesson. Every win, use it as fuel to dream even bigger. Thank you for listening, thank you for believing, and thank you for stepping boldly into your destiny. This is your time. The millionaire within you is awake, alive, and unstoppable. Keep acting as if. Keep growing. Keep leading. Your legacy has already begun. As this journey continues, let's illuminate the subtle shifts that separate those who merely wish for wealth from those who attract and create it. Realize this. Abundance is not something you chase, it's something you become. The world mirrors not your desires, but your belief in your own worthiness and your willingness to act boldly on that belief. Let's talk about the ritual of intention. Every day, millionaires set intentions with clarity and conviction. They do not drift through their days, waiting for inspiration or luck. They create their own momentum by asking, what is the single most powerful thing I can do today to move my vision forward? Then, they act. This is what separates dreamers from doers. The ritual of setting intention transforms your day from a series of reactions into a purposeful sequence of creation. Here's a practice. Each morning, before the world rushes in, write down your top intention for the day. Phrase it as a declaration. Today, I intend to. Whether it's closing a deal, making a new connection, learning a new skill, or serving someone at a higher level, let your intention shape the tone and energy of your actions. Review it at night and celebrate your progress, no matter how small. This habit alone can revolutionize your results. Let's revisit the wisdom of Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. Robbins teaches that the quality of your life is determined by the quality of the questions you ask yourself. Millionaires do not ask, "Why is this happening to me?" They ask, "How can I use this? How can I turn this setback into a comeback?" This power to reframe any situation gives them an edge that money alone cannot buy. Next time you face adversity, pause and ask, "What's great about this? What's not perfect yet? What can I learn from this moment?" These questions shift your focus from victimhood to empowerment, from limitation to possibility. The better your questions, the better your answers, and the better your outcomes. Let's deepen the conversation on self-image. The legendary book, Psycho-Cybernetics, by Maxwell Maltz, revealed that every person carries an invisible blueprint in their Minda self-image that determines what they believe is possible for them. If your self-image is small, your actions and results will shrink to fit. If your self-image is abundant, powerful, and resourceful, you will rise to meet the challenges of your vision. Here's a transformational exercise. Each night before sleep, write a short description of the person you are becoming. Be specific. I am a confident, resourceful millionaire. I solve problems. I attract opportunities. I inspire others with my courage and generosity. Read this aloud until you feel it becoming real. Over time, your subconscious will work to make this your default identity. Let's add another dimension: your relationship with money itself. Many people unconsciously carry negative beliefs about wealth, associating it with greed, corruption, or loss. Millionaires, by contrast, see money as a tool, a means to serve, expand, and create good in the world. They respect money, manage it wisely, and let it flow through their lives without fear or guilt. They understand that money is energy, and like all energy, it must circulate. Here's a practical step. For the next 30 days, track every dollar that comes into and leaves your life. Bless your income, no matter how small or large. Give thanks for every bill you pay, knowing it is a sign of your ability to provide and contribute. Notice how your relationship with money shifts from anxiety to appreciation. Wealth flows where respect grows. Let's turn now to the principle of leverage. Millionaires do not try to do everything themselves. They build systems, delegate, and collaborate. They understand the power of multiplying their impact by working with others, using technology, and investing in assets that grow while they sleep. Acting as if you are already a millionaire means adopting the mindset of leverage, asking, "How can I achieve more with less effort? Who can help me? What systems can I build?" Here's a practical leverage challenge. Identify one task this week you can delegate or automate. It might be outsourcing a chore, setting up an automatic savings plan, or using a tool to streamline your work. Free up your time and energy for higher value activities. As you master this principle, your capacity for wealth creation will multiply. Let's anchor these lessons with the story of Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo's genius lay not just in his talent, but in his obsession with learning, experimenting, and connecting ideas across fields. He did not limit himself to one craft or one discipline. He acted as if he could master any subject that interested him, and so he did. This multidisciplinary approach is a secret of modern millionaires. They seek out new knowledge, cross-pollinate ideas, and become lifelong students. The more you learn, the more you earn, not just in money, but in wisdom, influence, and joy. Here's a challenge. Each month, choose one new subject to explore, even if it is outside your current field. Dive deep, ask questions, apply what you learn to your life and work. Over years, this habit will make you invaluable in any situation. Let's address the fear of failure. Every millionaire you admire is, in reality, an expert in overcoming failure. They have failed more times than most people have even tried. The difference? They do not see failure as the end, but as essential feedback. They act, review, and adjust. They refuse to take setbacks personally. Instead, they see each stumble as a stepping stone to greater mastery. Here's a mental reframe. The next time something doesn't work out, say, "Thank you for the lesson." Ask, "What can I do differently next time?" Then, get back in the game immediately. The faster you recover from setbacks, the faster you succeed. Let's bring in another layer of subconscious programming. The words you use to describe your experiences shape those experiences. Millionaires use the language of empowerment. Instead of saying, "I'm exhausted," they say. "I'm ready for a recharge." Instead of saying, "This is too hard," they say, "This is a chance to grow stronger." Notice the subtle shift. The more you speak in terms of power and possibility, the more your mind aligns with those realities. Here's an exercise. For the next 7 days, catch yourself using disempowering language. Pause and rephrase it in a way that energizes and uplifts you. Over time, your vocabulary will become a tool for transformation. Now, let's talk about the power of mentorship. No one becomes a millionaire alone. Every story of great achievement is also a story of guidance, support, and learning from those who have walked the path before. Seek out mentors through books, podcasts, communities, or direct relationships. Model their habits, absorb their mindset, and accelerate your own growth. If you cannot access a mentor directly, make books your mentors. Study the lives of historical titans Ford, Edison, Franklin, Carnegie, Rockefeller, Tesla, Gandhi. Their stories are blueprints for your own journey. The more you learn from their struggles and strategies, the faster you will overcome your own obstacles. Let's reinforce all you've learned with a closing affirmation. Every day, in every way, I am becoming wealthier, wiser, and more impactful. My mind is my greatest asset, and I invest in it daily. I act as if my dreams are inevitable, and the universe conspires to help me succeed. Before we wrap up, take one final action. Subscribe now if this has inspired you. Join a community devoted to growth, mastery, and abundance. Every week, you'll receive new tools, new challenges, and new stories to keep you moving forward. Now, as you step into tomorrow, remember, fortune favors the bold. The future belongs to those who dare to believe in themselves, who are willing to act as if their greatest vision is already done. You are among those rare souls. You have chosen the path of purpose, discipline, and abundance. Keep moving, keep growing, keep acting as if. Your greatest legacy is being written today by your thoughts, your words, your actions, and your unshakable belief in what is possible. The world is waiting for your light. Go forth and shine as the millionaire you have already become. As your journey accelerates, recognize that every day is a fresh canvas, waiting for you to paint your masterpiece. The act of living as if you are already a millionaire is not about waiting for outer confirmation. It is a declaration to your subconscious, to the world, and to possibility itself. This is who I am. This is the standard I set. This is the legacy I am building. Let's return to the idea of unwavering belief, as embodied by Henry Ford. Ford's vision was so clear, so compelling, that he inspired an entire generation to dream bigger. When asked to create the impossible V8 engine cast in a single blockhouse, engineers insisted it could not be done. Ford replied, "Produce it anyway." For months, they failed. For months, Ford persisted. His certainty infected his team until, at last, the breakthrough came. This is the power of persistence rooted in a millionaire mindset. When you act as if your vision is already a reality, you enroll others in your belief and turn impossibility into inevitability. You, too, can inspire those around you. Speak your vision with conviction. Refuse to back down in the face of naysayers. When you meet resistance, double down on faith and action. Remember, the world bends to the will of those who refuse to be denied. Let's move to the practice of future pacing. This is a tool used by the world's greatest leaders and athletes. To future pace is to mentally and emotionally rehearse your desired outcome so vividly that your subconscious accepts it as fact. Olympic gold medalists see themselves on the podium long before the event. Visionary entrepreneurs picture their companies thriving before the first sale. You can do the same. Here's how. Each morning, after your intention setting, close your eyes and see yourself at the finish line of your current goal. Feel the pride in your chest. Hear the applause. Notice the gratitude on the faces of those you've helped. Let this vision infuse your day with confidence and clarity. Your actions will begin to align with what you have already rehearsed in your mind. Now, let's talk about The Law of Success in 16 Lessons by Napoleon Hill. One of Hill's most profound teachings is the power of the mastermind. No great fortune is built in isolation. Millionaires intentionally create alliances with like-minded achievers. They share ideas, challenge each other, and hold each other accountable. This synergy creates results that are impossible alone. Ask yourself, who are your allies? Who challenges you to rise higher, to think bigger, to act bolder? If you do not have a mastermind group, create one. Reach out to one or two people who share your ambition. Meet regularly to brainstorm, share wins and challenges, and lift each other up. Over time, your collective momentum will multiply every member's success. Let's reinforce the importance of integrity with another historical titan, Theodore Roosevelt. Roosevelt's iron willpower was matched only by his uncompromising honesty. He famously said, "In any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing." This unwavering moral compass attracted trust, followers, and opportunity. When you act as if you are already a millionaire, you do not cut corners, even when no one is watching. You build your fortune on a foundation of trust brick by brick, day by day. Practice this. For the next week, notice every decision, big or small. Ask, what is the right thing here? What choice would my highest self make? Follow through, even when it is inconvenient. Your inner strength will grow with every act of integrity. Now, let's talk about the power of generosity. Andrew Carnegie, after amassing one of the world's greatest fortunes, spent his later years giving it away to fund libraries, schools, and scientific research. He understood that true abundance multiplies through giving. When you act as if you are already a millionaire, you give freely knowing that every act of generosity expands your capacity to receive. Here's a challenge. Each day for the next month, find one way to give. It could be your time, your expertise, a resource, or a heartfelt compliment. Give without expectation. Notice how this habit changes your mindset, your relationships, and your sense of abundance. Let's revisit your daily rituals. Millionaires are made in the moments others overlook: the early morning routines, the evening reflections, the consistent habits that compound over time. Consider the practices of Benjamin Franklin, who tracked his virtues and habits each day, or Marcus Aurelius, who wrote daily reflections in his journal. These rituals of self-mastery are the backbone of lasting achievement. Design your own ritual. Each morning, review your vision, set your intention, and speak your affirmations. Each evening, reflect on your day. What did you do well? Where can you improve? What are you grateful for? These small acts of attention build the muscle of self-awareness and discipline. Now, let's talk about the courage to stand out. Julius Caesar crossed the Rubicon and declared, "The die is cast." He knew that greatness requires leaving the comfort of the familiar and stepping boldly into the unknown. Millionaires embrace risk not recklessly, but courageously. They know that every new level of wealth and impact requires letting go of old beliefs, habits, and sometimes even relationships. Ask yourself, where in your life are you playing small to avoid criticism or discomfort? What is one bold action you can take this week that your millionaire self would applaud? Take that step and watch your confidence soar. Let's reinforce all you've learned with a powerful visualization. Imagine yourself a year from today, having followed these principles every day. You have upgraded your standards, built new habits, expanded your relationships, and multiplied your impact. See the ripple effect of your growth, the people you've inspired, the lives you've changed, the legacy you are creating. Feel the pride, the peace, and the joy that comes from living on purpose. As you prepare to close this chapter and begin a new one, remember, every day is a decision. You can drift, or you can design. You can react, or you can create. You can wish, or you can act as if. If you have not yet subscribed, now is the moment. Join this family of high achievers, visionaries, and leaders. Make sure you never miss a single lesson, story, or challenge that could transform your destiny. This is your tribe. This is your time. Your journey does not end here. Every sunrise is a fresh invitation to step into your millionaire identity, to think boldly, act decisively, give generously, and live with purpose. The future is not a place you are going. It is a place you are creating through every thought, every word, every action. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for your courage. Thank you for showing the world what is possible. Go forth, act as if, and become the legend you were born to be. Champions, your mind has been forged a little stronger today, but the real test isn't what you learned, it's what you do with it. Take action, dominate your day, and remember, we're not just building better thoughts, we're forging unstoppable lives. The forge doesn't stop, and neither do you. If this episode hit you where it counts, subscribe to Mental Forge Academy and join the Brotherhood of Champions who refuse to settle for ordinary. Go transform, strike while the mind is hot,